Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving this another shot. Deportes Nation late night or live late night. I'll figure that out one of these days. When do we reveal our beautiful faces? Well, at least one of us has a beautiful face. I don't know about me. Norma, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good, Alex. How about yourself?
Are you? Are you sure you're doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good.
Big experiment this evening, Norma. Thanks for joining
Yeah.
us, by the way, Norma Morales, or joining me, I should say. We're supposed to be trying to go live on 3 different platforms. On Twitter, Twitter/Periscope. Again, I don't know all these things, Norma. Facebook, and on YouTube, I'm being told that we're trying this. So if anyone can confirm whether or not we really are on anywhere, I'd be excited just to see. I see us right now, Norma, on Twitter. So that I know.
Okay.
That's working.
Okay.
So that's
I do,
one
yeah,
out of 3.
I do see us on YouTube.
Okay, you see us on
Yeah.
YouTube? I don't see us on YouTube, but you know what? I don't need to see us. That's okay, as long as others can see us. And then how's this whole Facebook thing working out for us, Norma? Not too well?
Not too well.
Not too well.
Facebook is, I'm just refreshing. Yeah, I don't see us live on
The Facebook. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do, Norma. We can probably try one more time, and maybe there's something I missed. Let me go to the Facebook and see if I can figure that one out. How are you this evening, by the way, Norma? And this is the way my children look at me. They're into their electronics and never look up, right? That's the world we live in. Norma, I see us live on Facebook.
You do? On PTS Media?
No, on Deportes Nation Facebook, Norma. That's what I'm looking at. It says we're on live. It says children look at me. Exactly. So I think we've accomplished something, Norma.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going on the other platform for
Norma,
some
do you
reason.
even know what show you're on? I have no idea what's happening here. I'm Alex. That's Norma.
I know, but I thought you said PTS Media.
Norma, our lack of communication is going to be the downfall of this newly minted show. By the way, Norma, it's late at night, so I'm going to have a little drink if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's a period. It's a period, by the way. We're advertising from. How are you this evening, Norma? I think we can go full force now. Everybody, all your mom and my mom should be watching us now. So I'm excited about that. I think this is kind of cool, Norma, the way they've allowed us to be able to do this and be on multiple platforms. How are you this evening? Let's start with that again. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm doing good today. How about yourself, Alex?
I'm good. How's the medication, Norma? Everything fine with the medication? What did the doctor say?
Yeah, I did have to up it.
Just to be on the air with me.
Just to be on. Yeah, ever since last night, they said go ahead and up that medication. Hopefully it'll help. So yeah.
And Norma had all kinds of friends and family coming out of the woodwork from your high school days. 4 or 5 boyfriends, a couple of girlfriends. I just think it's amazing, Norma. How many friends you have? Because I have 0.
0, yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of acquaintances, Ms. Norma Morales.
But no friends.
No. Acquaintances.
No friends.
Some people that know me a little bit. How are you tonight? How's the weather in your part of the world, which is like across the street from my house?
On the other side of the bridge, it's good. It's been hot lately. That humidity's getting to me, but other than that, I mean, I'll take it as long as no hurricane comes. We're in the middle of or the start of hurricane season, so I'll take this rather than having to sit through a hurricane. So
I get it, and I agree with you. So if you're just joining us, first of all, thank you for finding us. We're not advertising yet. No budget. That's one of the reasons. But we're trying to kind of get our technology worked out tonight. Welcome to Deportes Nation. Alex Parra, Norma Morales. We talk about deportes, sports, and more. We're going to talk about different topics, what may be current in our world, at least from our perspective. We're going to talk a little bit about some sports themes, which may be interesting to you. And we're also trying this out on different platforms. Again, Norma, I'm looking at us on Twitter, which is, I think, a successful thing for us. We're also, let me go to this. I'm trying to figure this out. On the Facebook, Norma, and I guess your posse must be asleep because nobody's watching yet, or they're just rolling in somewhere.
I actually haven't shared it with my
Oh
on
yeah,
my
teach me
personal
how to do
number.
that. Let's share it. Okay, so I go to
Didn't
it,
yeah, didn't we do this
share.
earlier?
I just shared it, Norma.
Did you?
Well, I think I did. We'll see what
Uh,
happens.
oh, okay. Let's see how many friends you got
Well, where do I share it on? I don't even know where to share this, Norma.
on Facebook.
Oh,
Just
but
share it
oh
on
no
your.
no, but I've got to go to my thing.
You got to go to your personal Facebook,
Yeah.
Alex.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is riveting television. I know. Norma teaching Uncle Alex how to post things on Facebook. Norma, I just joined Facebook like 2.5 months ago. That's it.
Yeah.
I really have not ventured into the world of whatever this is, but it's okay. All right, so here we go, Norma. It says live. Okay, so I'm going to press there. I am now going to share, and I've shared, Norma. That's it. It just, well, I don't know. So post. Do I hit
Yeah,
post then?
just post it.
Okay, there you go, Norma. So whatever just
I don't.
happened, well, I just shared it on Deportes Nation. So apparently, I have no idea what I'm doing.
You're supposed to share it on your page.
Yeah, well, it's like looking myself up
Yeah.
on the internet.
It's like liking your own post. You know, like when you
Yeah,
post
well,
something, you like it.
yeah, I'm the only one that I have no idea, Norma, what I'm doing. So apparently that did not go well. You'll have to help me out with that one. But anyway, so yeah, let's share. I do see us on YouTube. I'm very excited about that, Norma. Apparently there's one person watching, so I must be watching myself. Very interesting.
Yeah. Maybe I should share it with my friends. This is the only way we'll get ratings if I share it with my
Let's see,
people.
and then with your people. Well, if I could
Yeah.
share, I still cannot figure that. I will work that out before the end of the day. On the Twitter, Norma, we have 0 viewers. So again, very excited about that. We can only increase our viewership from here. That's what I'm thinking.
Let me share.
You
Let
share.
me share that with friends.
I'm going to figure this out. So I go to my Facebook and I look up Deportes Nation, right?
Yeah.
I'm going there. Okay, and then I find it. It says there we're live. It says was live, so maybe I've been cut off. Oh, that was last time. Okay, Norma. Riveting television, I know. Yeah. So it says here. I do this, and then I have. Oh, well, you shared it, I guess.
Yeah, I shared it.
Okay, now I'm gonna share it, Norma. Just share, right? Share. I'm about to share it. It's been shared on my timeline. I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. Okay. No, I see. It says Alex shared the Deportes Nation post. So you did it.
Okay, congratulations to me. I need applause for that. I've been stressing about that for about 2 days, Norma. So
It only took you 10 hours to figure out, but you did it. So that's good.
that's where we're at, Norma. At my age, you know, I asked you about your medication, Norma. Even medication to this point doesn't help.
Oh, I'm gonna need to up it.
Yeah, you need to do something. Well, Norma, today, first of all, I know we're still in the middle of this COVID. It's been a very strange year, Norma. And I ask you generally, how are you coping these days? And I'm not kidding about the medication. Some of us need that. But how do you get through a day to day? Every day it seems like there's something new and different, right?
Right. How do I cope every day? I try not to go out as much.
You drink a lot?
I drink a lot. I try not to go out as much. I limit my visits to the store. That's pretty much it, Alex. I just try to avoid.
How come you're not wearing your mask, Norma? That helped our ratings yesterday. No?
You know what? I didn't. I don't have that prop with me now. Sorry.
Please put on the mask, Norma. Apparently that helps. So, Norma, how do we know someone's actually watching? I'm kidding, Norma. That's abuse, right? Documented abuse on the air, by the way. So welcome in to all of you that are joining us. It takes us a little while to land, Norma. It's like just kind of getting all this organized. It's a little bit of an orchestra. You know, there are some good things about being socially distancing, that we can now use technology more. Have you Zoomed, Norma?
Oh yeah, I mean that's like the only biggest thing right now is being able to do meetings, and I mean before even training and
Yeah.
other types of classes, even with school. You know, a lot of the
I went
schools.
to the doctor on Zoom, Norma. They did a little Zoom thing, and the doctor charged me $350 to say, "Alex, how are you? I can see you. You look great." And Angie will be calling you with a credit card.
And that was
$350 for the doctor to tell me that I'm okay and I should come in to see him. You think that's right, Norma?
yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure you probably had a list of things that he said was wrong with you.
Yeah. Well,
You're just not sharing.
no,
Which
no.
of course we don't want to know. We don't want to violate any HIPAA laws or anything like that. So you don't have to share that with us.
Absolutely, we can't violate anything. But if you want to know about my ailments, there's a long list. Where should I start? Mental or physical or emotional first, Norma?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
We got some comments. Have you
Uh-oh.
read? I'll let you read the comments.
I can't see the comments, so I have no
You
idea.
can't.
How do I do that? You tell me. You show me the
It's
comments.
Miss Norma Solis Mendoza says, "Hey, Grandpa Alex and
Yes.
Norma."
And Norma.
And Norma.
All right. Whatever.
Says, now Alex being mean to you, do I have to take care of him? LOL. Just kidding.
So you're already planning to take me out, Norma. That's messed up. That's messed up.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, do you see me laughing, Norma? I don't know. Uncle Alex is not, it's Uncle Alex, not Grandpa Alex.
Well, we upped you to Uncle Grandpa Alex. Remember
you?
that? Yeah.
I am completely lost on this Facebook. I have no clue, Norma, how to even look at people. Oh, maybe I did find it. I still don't see how people comment, but anyway, you'll keep me honest, Norma.
I'll keep you posted. As long as you see Twitter and YouTube, I think you will be fine.
Okay, so we're on YouTube as well, and let me go check one more, and then we'll get started with the actual show. There's actual content to this, believe it or not. It's not just Uncle Alex stumbling through computer world. Let's see. A couple of viewers on Twitter, on the Twitter. If you guys have questions or comments, please let us know. We're very happy. Norma, I want to start, if I may, with an image, and we're going to try to roll a little video of what the world of sports used to look like. Okay? And
I'm a little scared since I hadn't seen this yet. So.
Yeah, no, you haven't seen it, but let's
it.
check out this video, Norma. So
Okay.
This is the way the sports world used to be. Athletes and kids slapping hands, okay? This is a video from the XFL Roughnecks. We'll talk about the XFL.
Safety, okay. You got safety in the house.
And camps and kids and handshakes. And look at the way every player is giving the kids a high five. Athletes being role models. It's something that was part of our world.
What's going on?
That we saw all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? I'm looking up to you. Look at this handshake. This is something that the Houston Roughnecks, an XFL team, by the way, undefeated, and we'll talk about the XFL if you want to talk a little bit about them. But those days, Norma, I think are long gone, where there's interaction. Give me a high five, Norma. How do we do this? Give me a high five,
Did I do
Norma.
that?
No, the other way, Norma.
Oh, is it the other side?
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. All right. Well, we got to work on our special effects. Those days seem to be long gone. I mean, did you see the players and the way they high-fived and the kids being part of that clinic? And we can talk about the XFL. In the news, you know, the NFL, of course, talking about the national anthem and kneeling. But do you think those days are gone, Norma, where kids get on the field again and are interacting that way with players? I think we're years away from that again, and that's sad.
Yeah, you know, Alex, I right now for sure, I don't see that. Of course, won't be happening anytime soon, but I think it will eventually. Hopefully, I guess depending on how this whole COVID situation, if there's if we get comfortable with it, meaning there's a vaccine, et cetera, I don't know. I'm hoping that one day we can get back to that. I mean, that video right there, it kind of makes you really think of what it used to be, and now we can't even get to that point.
We can't.
Right now.
And you know, speaking of the XFL, Excuse me, that's my Perrier talking, Norma. A little gassy. Sorry. Can we talk about that on the air? No?
No,
No, I'm sorry. That's
no.
one of the problems my doctor and I were talking about, but that's a
Yeah.
whole other story. The XFL, the league that in the spring was supposed to compete in some way, maybe complement is the right word, the NFL, the National Football League, the NFL, the king of kings as far as sports in the United States. Major League Baseball these days, Norma, shooting themselves in the foot. Owners and players can't come to an agreement. Again, it all goes back to money with Major League Baseball. It also goes back to, I guess, the culture that sports really dominates so much of our culture in the United States. But like I mentioned last night, I think a little bit at a time, these businesses, because they're businesses, Norma, are figuring out, you know what, we've got to get back in front of people in some way because eventually something else may take over. I see a lot of virtual stuff. At least I see a lot of esports, Norma. There are professional esports players that sit here on the thing all day and they get money. Maybe I should start doing that, Norma, huh?
Like gaming, like are you like
Gaming.
Fortnite?
That was it. Gaming. I didn't even know the vocabulary. That's sad. That's sad, Uncle Alex.
No, you're talking about gaming. Yeah. I'm actually sad, even though with XFL, they ended that permanently.
Done. Bankrupt.
Done. I mean, within what, just one season?
They didn't even make it to the full season.
They didn't really, yeah, because of COVID and all that
Yeah.
happened. Do you think that happened due to COVID, or that was just something that came up and they decided that they didn't think it was going to extend as what they thought it was going to be?
Sure. Well, for full disclosure, Norma, we and we were part of the first production, Spanish language production for the XFL and for the Houston Roughnecks. And I will get into the legal side because believe it or not, there is a legal side. But I believe that it had legs. The league had legs. The league, in my opinion, run by a gentleman I've known for many years, Oliver Luck, who, by the way, is in a legal dispute with the owner, Vince McMahon of the WWE. And again, that's a whole other story. If you guys want to talk about that, we can. But I believe the league had legs. I think COVID really hit it hard. And I think it was a multi-year investment. It was, we're going to invest this money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for 2 or 3 seasons. And I know in Houston, I feel I was part of the club and the culture. There were 25 to 30,000 people attending home games. To me, that's a success. It's not the NFL, but it was accessible. It was fun. It was entertaining, and it was for the love of football. Another hashtag, of course. Hashtag for the love of football. But it was genuinely more grassroots. Hey, let's go play and enjoy it. I think the reality financially said, okay, maybe Vince McMahon, the owner, decided to bail because he didn't see a way forward and said, I might as well cut my losses. I think he also had other impending financial commitments with the WWE and other things. And if you look at his Forbes value, whatever that means, which can be manufactured, he lost $1 billion or so. Just pocket change, apparently. But yeah, just like that. So
Like, it's funny.
I do believe it had wings. I do believe it had legs, to use another term. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And now even leagues like the NFL, again, the king of kings, Norma, are struggling to figure out how they're coming back and when they're coming back. But the images we showed of players interacting with kids and fans, I think, in my opinion, that's a long way away. So that was one of the first things we wanted to talk about, Norma. There are also a couple more things we wanted to mention. And Norma, I'll let you talk a little bit about this. And I don't want to start on a down note or a negative note, but there is a young lady, I believe she's a soldier, that was stationed at Fort Hood, if I'm not mistaken, who apparently has been missing for a little while. So I'm going to try to see if I get this right, Norma, and just put up a little hashtag about her. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about what you know, and there it is. It's hashtag find Vanessa Guillen, and apparently she's been missing, Norma, and this has been obviously hard for her and her family.
Yeah, it's a sad story, Alex. Just, it kind of hits home because, of course, it's here in Texas.
Yes, are you there, Norma? Did I lose you? Apparently, Norma doesn't want to talk to us, so we're going to reconnect with Norma Morales. But as you can see on the screen, there's a billboard that was put up to find Miss Vanessa Guillen, and I hope we do. And Norma has a little bit more to that story, so hopefully she'll be able to come back and join us here shortly. But again, that's one of the things that's going on, at least in Texas and in the world. And we actually have a couple of people that are chiming in about this, and let's hope there's a way for us to be able to. Norma, we lost you for a little while, Norma, so please start again.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I don't know where I left off.
You left off with, I took my medication. I don't feel very well. Where am I?
Oh goodness. No, this story. I mean, basically what I had said. I don't know what you caught or not, but it hits home because she's from Texas, of course. She was stationed in Fort Hood. And she's been missing, according to the news as of today. It's been 50 days.
50 days, 50. Wow.
50 days, yeah. And the family is trying to seek help from everyone, trying to find this young lady. She did have a conversation. This is what I'm reading, and also from press conferences from her family, that the mom had talked to her one last time, and apparently that she had released information to her mom, just basic information that there was some things going on, her being harassed.
Allegedly,
and didn't want to give her mom full details. And then after that, she's disappeared. So, all her belongings were still, I believe, at the base. They just cannot find her. So I think the family definitely needs help, and whatever that everybody can do to kind of help the family. They do have a hashtag Find Vanessa. So yeah, it's just sad, and hopefully that family can come to closure and at least find her or see what happened and get justice for her as well.
Yeah,
so.
and I can imagine, Norma, all of us, any one of us with family would be deeply troubled if we couldn't find our loved ones. So our hearts go out to her family, to her, and I hope this is resolved in a positive way, Norma, because we've heard of so many tragedies that another one is really not what we want to hear. So again, we wanted to mention that as a way of hopefully helping. And if any of you know anything, of course, please make sure you speak up. And that's the way we help each other, Norma. Sometimes when something doesn't feel right, isn't right, usually your instinct is right, and this may be the case here. So our thoughts go out and our prayers go out to the family. Norma, speaking of other things, and let me switch back to sports a little bit. Just announced recently was again another image we're going to roll here of Houston Dynamo Stadium. This is the stadium in Houston, Texas. This is some video. This is the start of the season. The MLS, Chicharito, part of the LA Galaxy. But again, it's weird for me to be able to see certain places. And here's some a little bit more video, Norma, of the beautiful pageantry. And I miss this. I know a lot of us maybe miss going to games and seeing a packed stadium for the sport you love. And again, we happen to have this B-roll here, but it could be any sport. And it's just amazing that those days are not here with us anymore. And I guess my question, and maybe something we can all think about, if the teams were to say tomorrow, you know what, we're ready to go, we're ready to come back, would you come back, Norma? And I start with you, and maybe those of you that are watching or listening, are you ready to go back to a stadium and be with your peeps? Can I say peeps, Norma?
Yeah.
And have a dope time?
Well, first off, Alex,
yes.
We at PTSB had worked there when Chicharito was there. I missed that game.
Oh, that's your problem.
I know. And I'm upset because I missed him. That was one thing I wanted to meet was Chicharito. And
you're taller than him, so that would have been tremendous. I mean, he's a little guy.
Is he little?
Well, no, he's an average sized man. I mean, he's not super tall.
Uh,
He's no Alex Parra or
yeah.
anything, but you know.
Yeah, but that was my once in a lifetime, and I missed it. But anyways,
There'll be another opportunity, Norma. Don't worry.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Would you go
Would
back?
I-
Would you
would
and
I
your
go
family
back?
pay for tickets to go back to a stadium? Any sport. I happen to have some MLS video there, but you could be any sport.
like right now, no.
Yes, if tomorrow they said doors are open, the $83 beers rather are ready to be sold, your $63 hot dog, let's go.
No, I would not go.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it from from Norma Morales. At what point, Norma?
I would wait. I would wait a little until, right now the spike, there's more cases. If it kind of lowers down a little, then yeah, maybe I'll go. But right now, I think I'm going to be on the DL and just kind of sit back and wait.
Norma is not going to the games.
No, I'm
All
not
right.
going to the games.
Got it.
What
just
about
making
you?
My notes. Would I go? Well, let me tell you. I would go to cover the games if.
Okay, hold on. No.
What?
Hold on. No. You said cover. There's two different things.
Yes.
If I had to go for work,
Yes.
yes, I would go.
Right.
Because usually we're kind of in our own little box, right? We're not around other people. We're usually there before everyone gets there.
We're not around normal human beings.
Right,
Yes.
right. We're before everyone gets there, and we're the last people to leave.
Usually, yes.
But okay, because
Don't get upset, Norma. Don't get upset,
no.
Norma. Take your medication.
If I had, if I had to go work,
Yes.
yes. But if it was just for fun, no.
So work isn't fun. That's what I'm gathering here, apparently. That's the first thing I'm seeing.
Well, it's different, Alex. Again, we're the first one there, and we're the last ones to leave. So you're really not around a lot of people.
Uh-huh. So,
Yeah.
to answer your question,
Yes.
not knowing the rules of the game yet, and look, the NBA is in the situation. Major League Baseball, again, they're still fighting amongst themselves to even think about getting on the field. The NBA is going to have to figure something out. MLS and the video we're rolling are going to have already a tournament that's going to count for the standings, and that tournament held without fans in Orlando, Florida, and then hopefully, Norma, I'm going to answer your question, by September, October, then be able to say, look, we're going to open up this stadium maybe at 25%, maybe at 50%. But if today someone said, stadium's open, come enjoy, the answer would be no. And I agree with you. I think we have to still be cautious. I think we have to be aware of our surroundings as much as possible. But in an enclosed arena, certainly an indoor arena, there's no way. Might I think about it in an outdoor arena? Possibly, with social distancing. And that's I think the next step for a lot of sports. Now, Norma, knowing that, when is that magical day? When are we going to be cleared, if you will, by the, and I don't want to say the political authorities, by the medical authorities, to genuinely be able to say, look, it's okay now to go, or it's as safe as it can get, because there's always a risk of something.
Yeah, I don't know, Alex. I mean, we don't know. That's the problem, is we don't know if it could be next month. We don't know if it could be next year. We just have to continue to listen to our medical professionals to guide us in that.
But and we come back to the same point, Norma. At what
We just have to continue to listen to our medical professionals to guide us in that.
What do we do?
And we come back to the same
What do we
point,
do,
Norma,
Norma, when it
we
comes to
We just have to continue
the
to listen
financial
to our
side of
medical
this?
professionals to
Right?
guide us in that.
What do we do?
And we come back to the same
What do we
point,
do,
Norma,
Norma, when it comes to
We just have to continue
the
to listen
financial
to. Are you
side of this?
asking me, or are you working on something?
I have no idea what I'm doing, Norma. I'm hearing myself talking over and over again.
when it comes
We
to
just have to continue
The
to
financial.
listen.
So I have
Are you
this.
asking me, or are you working on something?
I have this crazy loop going on.
Norma.
I'm hearing myself talking over and over again.
Maybe you're becoming a little delusional, and you're.
Norma, the voices are back. The voices are back in my head. Now, I think we took care of that problem, by the way.
Yeah.
Mr. Producer, what's going on here? Oh, yeah. There was some kind of feedback. You know, that's why I take my medication, Norma. I have those episodes, that's what they call them. When I hear the voices and the voices take me away.
Yeah.
We do.
We do have.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No,
Let
you
Uncle
go,
Alex rest. I may have a heart attack on the air. I don't know.
No, go ahead. Ladies first.
Thank you very much. We do have a question or a comment here. Bill says, not until we have a cure. By the way, Bill, thank you for joining us, and it's great to hear from you. And you're right. We miss sports, but I think the next frontier in sports is maybe not physically being there live, but like you mentioned, Norma, maybe a pay-per-view situation if you really want to watch it. Now, the environment's not the same, Norma. I've tried watching some of the soccer matches from Europe, and it's just like a scrimmage, right? There's nothing like the fan interaction. And you can pump in sound, and you can do all kinds of things to make it seem like it's live in front of a crowd. It's just not the same. It's
not. I mean, if you're at a Rockets game or any NBA game, let's say for basketball.
Can't afford the tickets, too expensive.
You're not within the hype. You're not where they're doing the cheers. You're not there in like the halftime, and it's a different experience when you're there live. And same with boxing. Boxing. I'd rather see boxing live. That's one sport that I really, really enjoy watching live.
I didn't know that from Norma Morales is a boxing aficionado, aren't you, Norma?
That's the sport. It's so exciting to see it in person. It's great to see it on TV, but when you're there, when you're at where the ring is, it's great.
It's the blood, it's the savagery you like so much, right, Norma?
Yeah, I guess.
Or the half-naked men? Does that have anything to do with it?
Well, Alex, it's boxing. It's men and women. I love boxing on both sides.
You're right. You're right.
It's not about that. I mean, it's just the excitement and just seeing the punches and seeing their technique and.
Look at Norma. We have a boxing fan, and I knew you were into boxing, Norma, because you're knowledgeable, and I mean that. Yeah. But I didn't know you were a fan per se. I enjoy it. I can't say my favorite sport is boxing. I've got soccer and some other ones that I would definitely say are favorites. Where do you rank in boxing, Norma? Top 3 for you?
Boxing is my top. Boxing, soccer. I watch soccer, and then basketball, football. I mean, they're all good, but just boxing is on the top.
Boxing? Wow. Okay, there you go. Well said. Yeah. Norma, thank you for talking about boxing. You really set up the next story perfectly. And this is a very interesting story, Norma. And we're gonna for full disclosure, there's a young lady that we work with, and here's some video of her. Her name is Gina Hughes. She is an Olympic boxer for Boxing USA, for the United States Olympic team. We've known her for many, many years, Norma, and it's our honor and a privilege to work with her in different capacities, so for full disclosure. But lately, we have been actually working through a story of what happened to her. It's a very delicate thing to talk about, but it's the truth. She apparently failed a drug test a few months back, and gentlemen said, "Look, I'm not on anything. I'm not doping. That you can't find anything. I didn't do it." She went through the due process. She was cleared recently by USADA, the United States agency that handles doping, and the culprit, if you will, or the reasoning behind what happened is that she was involved with intimate contact, I think is a good word, unprotected sex, and that's how she was. She transmitted, apparently, something transmitted, and then she tested positive. The cautionary tale to all of this, Norma, and I'm not going to judge or talk about people in that sense, is anything can happen. You've got to be careful. For women, boxers, athletes, they need to be aware that this is something that can have them test positive potentially. And we can get into the whole issue of anybody, young men, young women, having unprotected sex. We know that's not the right thing to do. She's learned her lesson. She's been cleared. But never, Norma, in the 25 plus years that I've been covering sports, heard of a story like this. where this situation, unprotected sex, led to a positive drug test.
Yeah, that right there, is not something that, I think that everyone knows in regards to that. I think it was a big surprise. Talking about Jenny, she's a great athlete. She works very hard. She's on point. She's got her mindset, of course, on her goal of especially getting the gold for Tokyo, and that's what she's striving for. It's just, we're all human. We all, I mean, the whole topic.
She can't get it out, Norma. You can't. I think most of us are here because of sex, Norma. Yes, there might have been a few of us that are here because of an immaculate conception.
Right.
But most of us got here. Well, the stork brought me, Norma.
I mean, it's human. It's a human thing. But you know what? The thing is, she went through the process. It went through USADA. They put her at no fault, and now what she needs to concentrate on her training and getting back to training for the Olympics. So, yeah, it's just interesting. And now what's good is that since she has going through this
right.
is a way for her to educate people, to let them know, hey, this could happen.
Absolutely.
And at least let people know. Yeah.
And now I do feel, Norma, and let's be honest about, at least from my perspective, this is a story that's gone international. It's been picked up by media outlets throughout the world. Again, a redundant comment there, Uncle Alex. But my point is, the headline, of course, is SEX. And then the comments, Norma, that we've read are just really, I want to say, disrespectful, gross, sickening. People don't think before necessarily, and this happens to all of us, we're all human, before thinking about this. I sense there's also a bit of a double standard when it comes to women and sex, and I think we've got to get over that. Like you said, this is a very natural thing.
Right.
I hear, I'm not really sure personally, but I hear this happens on a regular basis with people, the sex I mean. My point is, it seems like for a young lady to even talk about this or deal with this is still an embarrassment when it shouldn't be. It's a natural part of life.
No, but Alex, I mean, this all came out with a press release. This all came out. And the thing is, Alex, is that a lot of people, what they do is, I don't want to say everybody, but when they read media, they see the topic, they see certain words, and they jump to conclusion rather than researching or
Sure.
looking into the full story. So yes, a lot of the comments that she's gotten has been very, it's brutal. I mean, it's comments that, to be honest, are disrespectful. But the thing is people just don't know. You really need to research of what really happened and really read into the story rather than just seeing the headlines of sex and failing a drug test. They really need to look at it more. So
They should. And again, if any of you have a different opinion or a different thought, or have an opinion on these kind of things, Norma, I've said this for many years, and these are some of my, I'm going to be honest with you, some of my beliefs about sports. Number one, I think college athletes should have a choice. Here's a salary, especially for big schools that are making billions of dollars in TV rights and others. You should have an athlete that has one choice. You can come work for us, for the university. We'll pay you $80, $90, $100,000 since we're raking in billions, or we can give you an education and still allow you to make money. It's a business. Why don't they let them?
Right.
And second, Norma, I believe athletes, and I'm saying this honestly because it happens anyway. If you want to risk your future by using whatever kind of drug you think you need to use, I'm not advocating drug use, but if that's your choice, go ahead and do it and have a league. And there are leagues and there are sports that and I'm going to say this in bodybuilding, they're using, and the only way to compete.
Hey.
Too much?
I didn't know they used things.
Shocking, I know. I know. How did that happen? And you can't win in certain sports, and I'm not an expert bodybuilder by any means, but you can see it's obvious that they use it and they're risking their future for that gain, literally that gain for that moment. And you know the cautionary tales, Norma, when these men and women get to be 50, 60, they're basically, they're done. But they, in their minds, they look great when they were 20 and 30. And that was the choice they made. Let people make that choice.
Yeah, you know.
I need to take my pills, Norma. I need to take my pills.
Is that for bodybuilding? Your pills?
No. My heart pills, Norma. No, because they're not working, obviously. The only thing the pills are doing is making me lose more hair, Norma.
Oh, you have hair?
I'm on the steroids, apparently. I sprayed it on this evening, Norma.
Oh, goodness.
So am I wrong, Norma?
Yeah. In which part, Alex? Because you had like
I went off on another tangent. I know, Norma. You've got to control me.
You talked about college athletes needing to be paid. I agree with you. I think they should. You know, they do put a lot of, I mean, they're the ones who generate the revenue coming in because everybody wants to see the sport. And in order to have that sport, they've got to have the athletes. So, yeah, I agree. I think they need to at least get something out of it. Definitely agree with you on that.
Norma agrees with Alex. All right, I'm writing that one down, Norma.
Now, is it something, correct me if I'm wrong, is it California one of the states that does pay some of their athletes?
I don't believe...
College athletes?
I don't...
Or they were looking into it?
I believe they're looking into it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Forgive me for interrupting you. I don't believe that any Division I school yet or any NCAA, regardless of the division, they're different divisions, or college sports as we know it, have sanctioned the payment of athletes. Again, I think they're paid through a scholarship. That's a way to pay. But all these silly rules about, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. And we also know that there are athletes that are not student athletes. They're athletes that show up, they get taken care of, they get paid very well, meaning in the meals, in the traveling, in the dorms. Just give them a salary. Treat them as employees. There's nothing wrong with that because they're in the minor leagues of what's next for them, which is the NFL. I don't think that's a crazy idea. I think that's reality. I've talked about this for many years, and people disagree, and they talk about, oh, that's the sanctity of college, if college is really about education, then why do we even have sports at the college level? Right. Certainly not to compete or to keep or to build revenue. Then it should be free. Just open up the gates. Everyone who shows up, give them free. Don't sell tickets. Don't have $100,000 seat stadiums. But the reality is that it's a business. So I'm sure someone's going to be mad with Uncle Alex today, Norma.
Yeah, I'm checking to see if anybody makes any comments about it, but
They may not. And then the steroid use, Norma. Again, what happened in baseball? It was accepted. Yeah. The steroid era in baseball was an accepted time when everybody knew what was happening. You had the majority of baseball players, and I don't have the data in front of me, but we know what happened, and they decided to continue using, and that's the way they lived their life, and it was accepted. It was part of the culture of baseball. So right. We're losing viewers, Norma. Apparently they don't want to talk about why is that man screaming? What's wrong with him?
I think you dropped all our followers.
That's Alex. It. They're gone, Norma. I'm preaching too much, Norma. Hallelujah.
Oh goodness.
So there you go.
I need a drink.
You need a drink or six, Norma. That's what I'm recommending. So anyway, so those were some of the topics we wanted to discuss, Norma. And now we hopefully get you and get your comments and get your take on some of the things that are going on. And Norma, just even now what's going on, and as I watch another monitor over here about what's going on with sports and the relationships of sports and social issues. How far do we take? Who are you passing notes to, Norma? Are you writing me a check? Is that my paycheck?
I am so sorry.
Send me my check. Send me my check. Oh, your producer is now giving you.
Yeah, my producer is asking that I need a little bit of better lighting, so we're trying to get better lighting in here.
Can
So.
you get my? Can you sign my check too, Norma? Please.
Oh goodness!
Or
Sorry about
I'll
that.
press the delete button and you'll disappear, Norma. Now, in other news, Norma, I also wanted to
Yeah.
mention this. Believe it or not, there is a today President Trump, and I'm going to roll a little video of President Trump talking a little bit about how he sees hopefully a cure for COVID happening. Check this out.
Okay, let me
I
check
don't know
it
if we
out.
can. I don't know if we can hear it, Norma. But
Really? Okay, I
there's
hadn't seen this
there's
yet.
President Trump, and again, I don't know if the audio is playing. We'll have to figure that out. But earlier today, he was talking about COVID and about the companies that are putting it together. But and forgive us if the audio isn't coming through. I don't hear it. Let me see here. No, I think we have some issues with the audio. But in a press conference today, Norma, where he was talking. Why are you laughing, Norma? Let me finish my story at least.
Okay, no, go ahead. I'm just watching him talk. Go ahead.
You're watching him. We can't hear him talk, so
I
we're
can't-
gonna have to correct that for next time. That would help. But he talked about how in his mind, at least what I interpreted here, Norma, is that things are fine. That the drug companies are working. That eventually this is going to plateau, and then we're getting back to normal. Is there a difference between science, Norma, and a political message to get elected? Is that what we're seeing here?
Well, first off, I'm just wondering, is the backup of what he's saying is from some kind of medical
Science?
professionals? Yes, science, or is this just his opinion? I'm just curious. I don't know.
I would dare say from what I heard, well, there was audio in that clip, believe me.
I
From
did
what
listen.
I heard, Norma, it was based on his interpretation of what he's hearing and seeing.
Okay, so it's not like he's giving really true facts. It's just his opinion.
I'll go with that, sure.
Okay.
And you're going to add to that? Well, but a lot of these politicians are the same. President Trump is a politician, not a doctor, as far as I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Until I hear from a professional, a medical professional, I will take it a little bit more. Not saying he's right or wrong. It's his opinion.
Right.
But until I get the real facts and data and it comes from a medical professional, I would believe it a little bit more.
You sound skeptical then, Ms. Norma Morales, apparently. How is it, Norma, that, and many of you, ladies and gentlemen, may be in the same situation that I feel, that I see, that I sense. You turn on one channel, Norma, and there's this interpretation of a situation. You turn on another channel, and you have this completely different interpretation of the same situation. And I can name names. I think it's obvious, Norma. There are channels like Fox News who really, I would say, follow the agenda of President Trump and the Republican Party. On the other side, you have networks like CNN who follow the agenda of the Democrats. And there's very little objective journalism. These people, Norma, I say these people, are entertainers. They want to express their opinion, and they pretend to be journalists. I think if you're a journalist, you ask questions, you report facts, and you move on, and you leave your preaching to something else. Maybe shows like this. This is an opinion-based situation. I'm asking Norma her opinion. Norma, well, she doesn't ask my opinion, but I give it anyway.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty much.
But people, Norma, I think I'm saying this, confuse facts from fiction, and then propaganda. Yes, that word. If someone really looks at the moon and says, no, that moon is green, someone else says, no, that moon is orange, that can't be such a discrepancy. My confusion and my problem these days, Norma, is it's an agenda. Someone's pushing an agenda. Why can't we just find a middle ground or find, I guess, the truth? I'm sure someone's going to tell me, well, what's your truth versus my truth? It's a sad state of affairs is what I'm trying to say, Norma. And I'll take my other pill.
Why don't you double that?
Please.
No, I mean, I agree, Alex. It's two different sides, and you look at one, and you're like, okay, this is what they're saying. You see the others, okay, that's what they're saying. But like what you said, it's the same thing, but each they view it differently, or it's totally opposite, and you're like, okay, but how did this one?
Sure.
There's a lot of questions I think on my end, just trying to figure it out. I'm sure other people are on the same boat as me, so.
But when it
gets
comes,
a little confusing.
so okay, it may be confusing, but again, I'll stop preaching after this one. I promise, Norma.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready? My last one.
Yeah. Okay.
The solution, if you will, or our decision, certainly in this country, we still believe in clean and transparent elections, is to vote. I still see a lot, especially young people, who are disenchanted with the system, if you will. I tell them it's not necessarily about protesting. You can do it peacefully. That's a constitutional right. But if you really want change, number one, participate in the process. Either become a candidate, work toward changing what's happening, and vote. Participate. As simple as that, and as difficult as that. People that complain, and I've said this many times over the years, Norma, if you're not voting, don't say anything, because frankly, you're just blowing hot air. Participate. At least take a vote. And a lot of people say, "Oh, my vote doesn't count," but I'm going to go ahead and bitch about it. Vote.
Yeah, no, you have to vote. It's so important. I think a lot of people are like, why should I vote? It's not a use. Things are going to happen. Like what you said, my vote's really not going to count. So why even? It's important. It's you live in America. You live in the USA. You have the right to vote. Vote. That is so important. And that goes for. And go ahead, Alex.
No. And by the way, Miss Sucre is watching. Thank you, young lady, for watching. And she says,
Sucre.
"Oh, she's awesome." By the way, she says, "Vote, make it count," and that is the bottom line. Norma, in other countries, I'm originally from Mexico, where the fix was always in. I'm going to use that term in English. We always knew who was going to win. There was really no doubt. And in many countries, the voter participation rates in them believing in their democracy are in the 80s to 90%. Voter apathy in this country is crazy, Norma. Literally, there are local elections. This is a presidential election year. A lot of people hopefully will come out in November, and I think all this debate helps in that situation. But in this country, Norma, there are local elections where literally hundreds of people vote. Yeah. And we're talking about 10 to 15 to 20% of eligible voters participate. I'm going to say this, that's disgusting. How can we appreciate our democracy when we don't participate? So again, I don't want to preach. I promise you I'll take my medication soon, and then others can have their word. But that's the way to fix the system. I get it. We're disenchanted. We're upset. The beauty of the system is allowing us to have that back and forth, hopefully, respectfully.
Right, Alex. And also, too, if you've got kids,
I have several, Norma.
Educate them. I talk to both my kids in regards to and letting them know we vote. And so they get older, they know how important it is. If they don't learn at a young age, they'll think, voting, my parents never did it. It's no big deal.
Right.
Educate the kids, educate those young people so that they can go out and vote.
Well, Norma, here's the problem. And this is exactly why we have to talk about these things. People will not talk about candidates because they don't want to sit around Thanksgiving and have a fight. So rather than educate ourselves, I'm going to say this, we talked about the SEX word earlier this evening, Norma. It's like SEX. A lot of people don't want to touch the subject. Maybe that's the wrong choice of words, Norma. They don't want to deal with the subject, voting, because they know it's going to cause anxiety and people are going to get mad and, I don't want to hear Uncle Alex preach again about this and that. So they avoid it. And everyone just kind of shakes their head and they pretend this voting thing. So what happens to the next generation? They don't deal with it. Mm-hmm. All I remember is Uncle Alex would get drunk and talk about politics. Everyone left the room. Like our ratings right now, Norma, done. No one wants to hear about this.
It never fails when you start talking. It goes down.
When I start talking, period. Let me be quiet for a little while, Norma.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your comments, and we really do appreciate them. Today, our second show, and Norma, they're telling me we got about 5 minutes left ish, so we can come and go anytime we want. But today we actually were live, or hopefully you're still live, on 3 platforms, Norma, on YouTube, on what is it, Twitter, Periscope, Norma, and the Facebook.
Yes. And Facebook.
And the Facebook.
Yep.
How are we doing
You got
on
it
all
correct.
3, Norma? Is anyone watching, Norma? Other than our mothers.
We do have people watching, Alex.
Okay, I'm excited about that, Norma. And at my age, I barely get excited about anything, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And we want you to help us shape the show too. We're going to do our best to do this on a regular basis. I'm thinking 3 or 4 or 5 nights a week, Norma. By the way, completely free, Norma. There's no check.
Unless someone wants to release their credit card to us, we'll be gladly to accept that, right?
We'll accept like pizza delivery. Just send something to the house. We'll eat during the show. That'd be pretty good. What are your favorite foods, Norma?
Good.
What do you like to eat, Norma? What are you eating after the show here?
Oh, it's past. I don't eat anything after 7, Alex.
No, I'm just starting,
My
Norma.
eating's
A little midnight snack is perfect for me.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Norma? Another reason I had that video conference call with my doctor for $380, Norma.
Exactly. See?
Mr. Parra, please eat less. Period. You got to start.
Before 7, I'm sure.
Norma, in my age, I've got to start taking care of myself. It's getting.
That's the thing.
It's
The
getting.
The older we get, we're not as young as we used to be. I've already.
Have you dealt with that?
reality
Have you come?
started to hit.
Okay, you reached the conclusion you're not young anymore.
Yeah, you're not young anymore.
We've been
I
seeing
just
it for
gotta
years,
accept
Norma.
it.
You finally caught up. I'm glad. No?
Thanks, Alex.
No, Mr. Producer says no more.
I think I may need Botox pretty soon.
Norma, I'm right there with you. You know what? I've earned these lines, though, Norma. Here's the beautiful part about this, about aging. Yeah, around 25, 30, you feel invincible. You really do. You're like, man, everything's going great. You can still, you can still get out of bed without pain. It's great.
Yeah.
Then you reach your 40s, and you I think this is me. You have that moment of something's changing. I have some pictures. You've seen beautiful pictures of me, Norma, young and beautiful. No, never beautiful.
That picture with you and Serena Williams, that does not look like you.
Well, it is me, Norma.
One day you're going to have to, on our next show, you need to pull up that picture so our audience could see that picture of you and Serena.
Serena
How
and
different.
I, yes.
Yeah, you and Serena.
Anyway, so you get to your 40s and then you start trying to fight it. You realize, okay, what can I do? You mentioned Botox. I've tried everything. Botox, the steroids, Norma. I've tried the diets, the yo-yoing. I've tried everything. And then you realize at my age, 137 years old, Norma, that you just accept it and do the best you can. There is a finality to all of this. And I don't want to bum anyone out here toward the end of the evening, but you accept it and you what's the right word? You've earned it. You believe me, every hair I've lost, I've earned, Norma.
So you're trying to say every wrinkle I get, I've earned it? Do I need to just accept to age gracefully and just...
Well, I don't... Look...
Is that what you're trying to say?
Norma, this doesn't come together quickly. This is not natural here. You have no idea how much goes into this. I say gracefully, but also accept that it happens to every single person. No one escapes. There is no fountain of youth, as far as I know. And it's also how you process it mentally, Norma. Because if you're 45 and you're frustrated and you know you're never going to be 20 again, that first of all, you have to deal with that. So I'm not preaching, although it sounds like it.
You are.
A lot, apparently. That's why we're losing our audience.
We're losing our radiance, yeah.
But and it's also, I think, Norma, there's a double standard when it comes to men and women aging. Men are, oh, look, he looks great. Well, I don't know about me necessarily, but his gray hair. But women apparently are told, oh, well, you're over the hill now at 30. That's just wrong. There's some beautiful women that are 50, 60, 70, 80, and we have to be more appreciative of that. Now, it's taken me 50 some years to figure that out.
Yeah, talking about that, I mentioned yesterday I had seen Garth Brooks' documentary.
Yes.
And so
completely unsolicited, by the way.
Unsolicited. And so, I saw his younger years, and he looks more handsome now of him being older than he was at his younger age.
Norma likes
just to note that.
Garth. All right, I'm just making it. Now I know what to get you for Christmas.
No, I'm just going back on that documentary. Anyways, I'm just saying that because you're talking about aging gracefully and
Norma, my biggest fans are 70 and 80-year-old women. They can't get enough of me. Because it's all relative, right? It's all relative. I look great to an 85-year-old woman who's probably deaf, dumb, and blind, but I still look great to her. And I'm very appreciative of that.
Or she's probably drinking a little bit too much, right?
You've heard my comment, Norma. In low light and after 2 bottles of wine, even I look good.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
The says, are they crazy? I don't know what she's referring to. Maybe she's referring to you. Are they crazy? Maybe she's referring to you.
To my multiple personalities. That's another whole issue too. Oh, are they crazy? You mean the 70-year-old women? No, they're not crazy. They're drunk.
I don't know what she's referring to. I think she's referring to you, or she could be referring to the 70-year-old.
That's
woman.
all right. I'm not offended much, Norma, these days. That's what friends are for, apparently. So, well, Norma, so we're starting the show again, Deportes Nation live after dark. You like that? What should we call it? After dark, late night. Late night might be a good one too. I'm sure someone will sue us over that. Maybe they are blind. I can't believe Ms. Sucre just going off on me. But this is the beauty about live interaction. I can be insulted live by people that aren't even around me. Thank you.
That's a good one. High five to the Sucre.
Yeah, you're enjoying this now, Norma, huh?
Yeah,
You've got some allies on. Yeah, I do tend to abuse you a little bit. A little.
Yeah.
But now you're certainly getting me back. Norma, what's on for tomorrow? We're going to try this again tomorrow night, maybe a little later. I think the later the better. Last night we had like all kinds of people watching.
Yeah.
What do we do? Miss Sucre, I love you too, by the way. So I know you're just playing. But I know where you live, so you better be careful. What are we doing tomorrow, Norma? Maybe talk a little bit more about Garth Brooks again?
I won't bring them up anymore, Alex.
No, Norma,
it's just a good documentary.
It's a free country, Norma. You bring up whoever you care about. That's your business.
Oh, that's right. It's my show. I can say whatever
It's
I
the
want
Norma
to say,
Morales
right?
show. Yeah. That's why it's split screen. Whatever you want to do on your side over there, you do it.
Okay.
And don't bother me. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I can't believe it's already been over an hour of doing this. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you tuning in. We're trying to grow this concept. Today, another milestone for us, our second show. That's good. We survived 2, I guess.
No, I survived.
You survived.
Right, I actually survived it and agreed to continue to do more shows with you.
And for free. I just want to make that point clear.
For free.
Free means free.
Well, you did throw in some mambo rice into it, so I'll at least take that.
You got that. I will throw I will get you the mambo seafood, Norma, and I'll drop you off there. You got to pay your bill, but at least I'll get you there.
Well, thanks, Alex.
I miss my mambo rice. It's time for another mambo. By the way, Norma, what's this weekend? Father's Day, right?
Yes, Father's Day. What do you have plans this weekend, Alex? For Father's Day?
As long as they leave me alone in my bunker, I think I'm fine, Norma. That's my idea of a good Father's Day. Just let me be in the bunker. That's it. What are you doing, Norma, for Father's Day?
Father's Day, I don't know yet. I mean, it's not my day. It's Father's Day. But yeah, I got to ask my husband what he'd like to do.
Good. What do you normally?
Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's. How should you treat us? I'm a father. Shocking. I know. Most of you tuning in, and I said this last night. Wait, he's married and to a woman, and he has children. There's no way. Not that guy. I'll tell you a story one day, Norma, what people think I am. But you know what? I live with it. It's okay. I have no problem with that. But yeah, happy Father's Day to all you fathers. By the way, a little ahead of time.
It's not Father's Day yet. I mean, we're gonna do another show before then. Are you just giving a pre-Father's Day?
Yes, a pre-Father's Day greeting. You leave me alone. I can do whatever I want. It's half my show too.
I know. Maybe we can talk about what are great Father's Day gifts. That'd be a good one.
That's a good. And the truth. Like I said, the truth. Sometimes fathers, they don't want a card, Norma. They want food, drink, and to be left alone. No.
Just what moms want.
Exactly what mothers want too.
Okay.
And by the way, so send us comments if you want, if you can, about what the show should be. Again, we talk sports, we talk a little bit of different things, but if this is going to have anything beyond a 1 week run, Norma, maybe we'll shut down after 1 week and it's over. We need to definitely hear from you, interact with you, and for you guys to participate. I couldn't get the word out, Norma. So, Norma, any last thoughts for this evening?
No, I just want to thank everyone that actually watched us tonight. Thanks so much. That means a lot. So hopefully they can continue to watch us through the week or whenever we get back online, right?
Whenever COVID allows it. No, well, Norma, let's commit. I'm in for tomorrow night, maybe a little bit later, but I'm ready to go if you are.
Do you ever sleep, Alex?
Well, a little, but not much. Look at this face. It's obvious that I don't.
Yeah, no, tomorrow. We can do tomorrow. We'll
Okay.
come at to tomorrow, same time. We started we were trying to start at 10.
Yeah.
But we started a little bit right after, so we'll shoot for about the same time.
Let's do 10:30 tomorrow.
10:30. Oh, you want to go a little bit
Yeah,
later?
I believe it or not, I have this other gig that I do and I pretend to coach. So by the time I shower and don't put on any pants, it's perfect timing for me. So Norma, I've got my techno music playing, so I can't thank you enough, Ms. Norma Morales, for being part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to all of you who have taken the time to watch, to participate. I got the word right this time, and to be a part of this. So until tomorrow, we're committed tomorrow evening, 10:30-ish. I like this kind of thing, Norma. You don't have to be right on time. You can just kind of get there.
Yeah.
You like
Sounds
that?
good.
All right, Ms. Norma,
Yeah,
great
sounds
job.
good.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Until next time here on what we call Deportes Nation Live After Dark.